Hello everyone. In this video, we will talk about Designer Mode. The Designer Launch Mode is a 1C Enterprise integrated configuration development and database administration environment. Let's open an empty database in Designer Mode. To open the current configuration, select the menu, Configuration, Open Configuration. The metadata window of the current configuration opens on the left. The list of metadata types is predefined and cannot be changed. The first thing to note is that in any database, there are at least two versions of the configuration. One version is the basic configuration. This is the configuration that we just opened. There is also the database configuration. These two configurations exist independently of each other and may be different. The main configuration is for development. The database configuration is the version that the user will be working with. Let's add the company's catalog as an example. To do this, in the metadata window, find the catalogs type and right-click on it to add a new catalog. Note that an asterisk icon appears in the header of the metadata window, which shows that the configuration has been changed but not saved. To save the configuration, you can use the Ctrl+S key combination or select File Save in the menu. The icon will change to an exclamation mark, which tells us that the database configuration differs from the main configuration. If we now try to run the database in user mode, we will get a warning that the database is different from the stored configuration. And in the interface, we will not see our new catalog companies because all changes were made in the main configuration and the database configuration was not updated. To update it is necessary to select the menu item Configuration, Update Database Configuration in the Designer. In the opened window, agree with the changes and try to restart the database in 1C Enterprise mode. Now, Catalog Companies appears in the panel. Now let's take a look at the Designer Mode interface and basic settings. As you have already seen, we have the metadata tree open on the left. Metadata is a description of data based on which we can create our own objects. We have already created catalog companies, and we have a window for customizing this object. In addition, we can open the Properties window for each element of the metadata tree. To do this, right-click on the desired object and select Properties. Many of these properties duplicate the settings in the Object window. The Properties and Metadata Tree windows can be made hidden by clicking the pin icon in the window header. Now, if the window is not active, it will be minimized to the panel. Windows can also be moved by pressing the left mouse button. If you bring the window to the edge of the main window at the moment of moving, it can be pinned to the border. At the bottom, there is a window of Open Windows. At the very top, there is a menu and a toolbar. If you right-click on a free area, a context menu for visibility control opens. The panels can also be moved and combined with each other. Now let's see how to save the configuration and database. If you want to save the current configuration to a file, you can use the menu Configuration, Save Configuration to File. The Save File window will open. Note that the file extension for configurations is CF. From the same menu, Configuration, you can load the previously saved configuration by selecting the item Load Configuration from File. It is also often necessary to save not only the configuration, but also the data in the database. The menus Administration, Dump Infobase, and Restore Infobase are designed for this purpose. The file extension in this case will be DT. This file contains not only the data, but also the configuration. One of the most important is the Syntax Assistant window. You will use it very often when writing your own programs. It is called by pressing Ctrl plus Shift F1 or from the Help Syntax Assistant menu. This window lists all the features of Designer, including a description of each metadata object and built-in functions. For example, let's find information on Catalog's configuration objects. To do this, go to the Index tab and type the word Catalogs. At the bottom, we will see Help for this type of objects. 1C Enterprise allows you to keep a record of all actions that are performed. For example, logging into the system or changing a directory item. You can view these records from the Administration Event Log menu. You can open a certain record and see which user performed which operation from which computer. Now we can see the record about uploading the database to a file. In this video, we went over the basic features of the configurator interface. See you in the next lessons.